second.
That was a
All right.
notification.
Okay, so here we go. The Nazi guys, they obviously there was a UFO, like their Roswell happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they tried to reverse engineer it, right? I mean, is that what you gather?
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I think they said they had some incident in like 1937, I think.
It was in the Black Forest. That's 36.
And then that began their, supposedly from there, back engineering something, you know, which is pretty interesting. But they have such a history of, you know, clandestine weapons and, you know, crazy shit. Like, because they were really big into trying to get all the those ancient artifacts, you know, like try to find like the Ark of the Covenant.
Right. Well, it's funny. It all stems from this book written by this guy. You're gonna love this, John Von Helsing.
Okay.
It's like
the character from
movie,
Dracula.
Yeah. Anyway, was the guy who wrote the book in 30 and it didn't. I don't really know when, but the 20th century, I guess, after the Black Forest UFO crash in Germany. Well, I wonder what the Black Forest is in Germany. That's a good question. North, south, east, or west. Anyway, doesn't matter. They took it to how do you say that freaking thing's name? I mean, how do you say the castle's name that they did it? Anyway, it was one of Hitler's outposts that did all his experiments and stuff, and that started what they call Operation Kronos.
Yeah,
you know, which is the Greek. In the Greek mythology,
Yep.
god Kronos, who's the god of time and all that shit.
that's right. Yeah.
But I don't know how. We've been laughing about it all morning about the Wonder Whopper.
Wunderwagen, or however they say it.
Wonder Whopper.
Yeah. And
Which is called the Wonder Weapon.
Wonder Weapon. The German way of saying Wonder Weapon.
And then that.
Which is interesting that they had. I find it interesting that, you know, they were sort of almost dealing in like. I mean, because we know that they dealt with the occult. But it's super interesting that like their military, their government, and all that stuff was so closely associated with, you know, kind of like, you know, the occult with like kind of weird shit that wasn't necessarily science based, you know?
Right. Well,
like
that's the thing is like they're just because the whole Die Glocke. Or what? How do you say it?
Yeah,
like,
the bell, the Nazi bell.
Nazi bell.
Die Glock.
Die Glocke. Die Glocke. Die Glocke. I don't know. Anyway, I'm trying to talk like a German. It ain't working. You know, I produced a band from Germany, a Jewish band called the Sixes.
Really?
And Vladi, that is really his name, the singer, he actually Facebooked me the other day, so I hope he watches our podcast. It's interesting. He was a Russian. A Russian Jewish guy. Anyway, they were called the Sixes because they don't believe in, they don't believe in Revelation, so it's the six get it. Anyway, they're Jewish people. But anyway, I digress. Sorry. I was just saying that because who was the scientist though that was the head of the Cronus thing?
Oh,
Carmel or something like that, man.
I forget.
I had it written down a while ago, but it's funny because he disappeared after the war with the fucking bell, and they're saying that the dang. Oh yeah, that's right. You were asking me how to spell that a while ago. Real 9, and it looked like a spacecraft. I saw the freaking diagram of it, his blueprints, and the bell was sitting in the middle of it. Now the question is did they really discover time travel? They discover anti-gravity? I mean, what do you think? Do you think they did?
I think they were working on it. You know, but it's just interesting because they were counting on these things
to win the war,
to kind of to rescue them.
Oh yeah,
like they were. You know, it was like divine purpose that they were supposed to use these clandestine weapons to win the war, you know, to be the master race, you know, all the stuff. I mean, at least that's what we, you know, if you watch like some of the Ancient Alien stuff, I mean, that's kind of what they believe.
Dude, we were talking the other night. We're going to get right back on the subject, I swear, but I have to say this on here. What's funny is the Nazis held the Olympics. And what was the black guy that like kicked all over
Jesse
his ass?
Owens. I know. So awesome.
Dude, a black guy from America shows up and whips that ass. Oh, it's funny.
They're going to show the whole world how much better they were there.
Oh my God,
and
it's
then
great.
He just annihilates
Owens.
All
That was his last name, Owens, right?
I think it was Jesse Owens, yeah.
He had freaking he won all these medals and stuff over there.
You know that just pissed him off so
you
bad.
know it pissed him off so bad. An American black guy comes over and just kicks the shit out of him.
Yep.
It's awesome, dude. It's like, welcome to America, bitch.
Totally.
Nothing against German folks. We love them. I'm just saying.
It's just karma.
It's just karma. Yeah. It's just like, you know, we're a superior race and then freaking black guy from freaking America comes and just tear.
Whoops all that ass.
Whoops up on him, man. It's so funny. Beats him at everything. It's great.
Yeah.
No, but if you look at it, it is hilarious because if Hitler did live after the war, that is embedded in his mind.
Yeah.
Who just Owens? I can't even talk German at all. Anyway, I just thought it was funny, man, because we were talking about that the other day on the balcony, laughing so hard about it because, you know, I mean, come on, man.
It's just hilarious. It's just, that's
so ironic.
Yeah, I know. It is ironic. Yeah. So, yeah.
American
it's exactly what should have happened. You know?
Yeah, to teach them a lesson.
Yeah, to teach them a lesson. Yeah.
Because, I mean,
it's hilarious.
Man, no doubt about it. German people are extremely smart. Werner von Braun, the biggest science, I guess, space.
Yeah, he was the lead scientist for the early part of NASA, right?
Yeah, paperclip or whatever you call it.
Operation Paperclip.
Isn't that weird?
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's smart on our part. You go grab 1,600 German scientists because they were working on all that shit over there, far more advanced than we were at the time. And then we take all their people, their best people, and then we develop our own space program from those people. I mean, that's amazing, you know. And I heard that a lot of those people too, like a lot of those scientists, just were forced into they just wanted to study science, right. And they were kind of forced into being Nazis, you know, because you know, it was either that or get killed.
Right. What?
I don't know.
Can you imagine being a pilot, though? Can you imagine being a pilot on our team, and then you're flying like with propellers, and then here comes this jet freaking plane because they had a jet airplane against us in the last part of the war. And the thing, man, you know, this may be all movie bullshit because I don't know that for a fact, but I saw that in this movie. That it might have been, you know, it was that one about the black fighter squadron that were so badass. What are they called? The red.
Oh yeah,
Red Tails.
Red Tails.
The black, you know.
Yeah.
You know, they were a fighter squadron of planes that protected the freaking bombers going in, and sure enough, they really had like, I don't know if it was in that movie, man. I might be totally misplacing it, but have you seen something like that?
I just thought they were working on stuff.
No, they had
they had the V2 rocket.
I'm almost positive they had they had that V2 that they could long range rocket things. They could reach out and touch someone with.
And I think they had a lot of stuff, but I don't think it was actually like working.
Okay, it
well.
might have been bullshit.
Like the flying wing. That plane is like looks exactly like a stealth fighter.
It does.
But I just know that I don't think that it was quite advanced enough yet for them to really like utilize it that much, you know. But they were certainly ambitious.
It was certainly like cutting edge.
I mean, it literally looks like our stealth fighter, our B-2 bomber, like the precursor to that. Right. That's what's so amazing, you know. How did they develop that in the 1940s? You know, it's just amazing.
Yeah, but what I don't understand is they're trying to do this UFO technology stuff, and they have a picture of one of those Nazi UFO things.
They're trying to develop that too. Yeah,
and
I've seen the blueprints for that. I mean, I don't know when I saw it, but you know, on one of those shows.
And we were talking because you know a lot about the Texburg. What's it called?
Oh,
Pennsylvania?
Yeah, the bell that went crashed in Kecksburg, Pennsylvania.
Isn't that weird though that it looked just like the Nazi bell? But now people were saying that was his propulsion system for it.
Yeah.
But you think it was scientists of theirs here?
I don't know. Maybe. Yeah. I mean, they. I don't know. I mean, it makes sense that they would take all of their information and take all of their equipment and everything and bring it over here and try to do those same experiments. I mean, I don't know. I mean, did I just know from like the rocket technology, they continued that here with more funding and.
Right.
I mean,
it was the Hans
Kammler. That's right. He was the guy that was.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
That's the guy who was the head of the Bell, and he disappeared after the war, just like the Bell did. And I'm assuming this Viral number 9, which was the one that looked like this.
So that was the UFO
craft.
that housed the Bell?
Yeah, that housed the Bell.
There's another word for that too, and I forget what the name of it is. But I've seen the blueprints of that UFO, or of the Nazi UFO.
What does Vril mean?
I don't know.
I thought it meant like power system or something. I don't know.
Maybe.
But
Yeah, I think so. I think Vril means power.
Power or something. I don't know. Anyway,
Whatever.
Hopefully, anybody out there that knows German, you could comment on this. What does a Vril mean? Vril. Yeah, I don't even know how to get the accent down, but I don't have many accents besides the one I have. I was talking a little English there for a while when I worked for Peter Collins. Sound a little bit when you're around an Englishman all day long, and you work for him. Kind of just rubs off on you.
That's like
sound Australian.
My girlfriend, she's down here for a week, and then she starts talking like she's from the South. It
Well,
cracks me
you
up.
got to, man. That man. Hey, here's a. Well, no, I'm not gonna get that far off subject, but I will say this though: this whole Nazi belt thing is it's weird. They said it was powered by mercury spinning, is what they said, or something.
And then a whole bunch of people died from radiation poisoning. Because I think what they would do is they would just stick their soldiers in there and or kind of like their. What are the lower level soldiers in the? I don't know what those are called, but they would just stick them in there and the privates, and then they would just see what they
what happens. Yeah, what a bunch of pricks.
I know, man. And then I think when they destroyed that, because that was in Poland that they were working on that stuff at that underground facility in Poland, which is like just over the border, I believe, from Germany.
Right?
Isn't it?
Yes, it is. Poland's right next.
It's right next to Germany.
Yeah.
And then I know when and that was at the end of the war when they knew that they were going to lose, and then they destroyed all of their stuff, and they destroyed that whatever that underground base that they had there, and they just whoever was there, they just locked them, just blew them up inside, and yeah.
What the hell is wrong with those people? They just didn't care for human life at all, did they?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they didn't want those guys getting out and saying stuff. I don't know. They got blueprints of all that stuff. That's what's weird.
They have blueprints, but no prototypes.
Yeah, like that hinge thing that we were looking at.
Yeah, the hinge. That's right.
So,
that's where the bell was held.
So the theory is that was where they were using the bell, and then they had like power hooked up to that thing, and it would levitate it off the ground, and it was like the launching pad. But then like the other side of it is that it was a water tower, and that basically the inside of the water tower is missing. So that's like the debunking theory, the skeptic theory is that, but the ancient alien theory is that that's what they were using to launch that thing. So who knows? It's just so interesting though. I mean, why would they be doing that way out there?
It doesn't. Maybe we could show a picture of the water tower to see, and then show a picture of the.
Oh yeah.
Maybe we could show a picture of both of them. We don't want to get in any trouble. But yeah, it is odd because why would they take down a water tower? Oh my God! What were we called? We were part of the Allies. The Allied forces are coming. Let's knock down the water tower. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I mean, that doesn't make any sense at all. But so I go with Nazi Bell. I go with Hans Kammler, freaking disappearing in the Virile 9, number 9, and
I mean,
the
did you
landing
know
in Texburg, Pennsylvania, years later, is what my theory was they traveled in time forward, and then they went and picked his ass up. But if he wasn't in the Bell, was just a freaking propulsion thing? That's what I was confused on about that. But that's the deal. The deal is it wasn't the Bell wasn't something you got in. It was just propulsion.
So if they got that thing if they back engineered something, say it was from that crash that happened there in 1937. Then obviously they're trying to create something that is similar to that, which would involve, I mean, they were using mercury for the propulsion of it, or to get it to spin around, because they were saying it would like gyrate.
Right.
It's just interesting, how if another civilization was doing that, I always think about that, like if there was another planet with another civilization that was more advanced than ours, that they have access to elements that we don't have here, or compounds or whatever that we don't even have here, that perhaps it makes it possible for them to travel through time or travel long distances or through wormholes. And it's just because of the makeup of their planet and their solar system. Maybe it's a little bit different than ours, like more, how like you go, like, if you go to certain planets in our solar system, they can tell through, satellite imagery and stuff that there's like certain elements and things that are more abundant on those planets than there are on Earth. I always think about that, like the Bob Lazar thing. Like if he discovered, element 115, or if they had element 115, then maybe on another planet somewhere where they have a different atmosphere and there's different, the life is a little bit different, then maybe they have a stable form of that allows them to travel through time, that we don't have here, that we literally could never even create here because of the conditions on Earth. That's kind of like, I don't know. I always think about that.
Well, I always go back to, I know everybody gets tired of him hearing me talk about Skinwalker Ranch, but you saw that thing disappear in that thing the other day.
Yeah, it was crazy.
And I did some looking into it. All that shit's real. It's like they're letting it out on TV. They're giving us a little slow.
You think so?
Yeah, because they've already been to the other side of that hole, that wormhole or whatever it is. I can guarantee you, there's no way. Are you kidding me?
I don't know.
Freaking the military, man. They already know. Bob Bigelow, man's traveling over there, man, having freaking lunch with aliens every day.
You think so?
Hell yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know about that, but I'll say this. I'll say that it's interesting because when you see that thing disappear, you just go, "Oh man!" I mean, you see it going into something. That's what's crazy to me. And that rocket blowing up, then the second rocket deflecting 2 miles off. It's like it ran into something, took off, and then all of a sudden here comes this UFO. Boom! He's coming at us. And then always turns around and goes right into his freaking, like almost like it came out to see what we were doing. And then went, oh, yeah, these jackasses got a bunch of lasers up in the freaking sky and they're shooting rockets at the freaking wormhole. These idiots. But here's what I was thinking. What if they destroy the whole thing? What if they fuck up and just mess up the whole thing? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's kind of like a delicate thing. You got to. What if we can just blast a hole in the wormhole and all of a sudden we all get sucked in and all of a sudden we're like on this other part of the universe and we're like going, where the hell are we? We're all like going like this and I'm running for cover, man. I'm going home to get some tater, man, because this is the last tater I'm going to get. Hope my kids get some tater, man, and this is it, guys. This is it. Eat a steak. All the things I love to do because we're in some other galaxy or whatever. I mean, I know it's pretty funny, but
pretty out there. I don't know. My brain doesn't really go to, it's got to be this. I just think it's really interesting. I don't know what it is.
I think it's going to be a part of science pretty soon, though. I think they're going to figure out what the deal it is. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they're going to always keep it from us. Maybe, man, I'm the only one that goes across there and has lunch with the aliens, man. You don't kiss my ass.
Yeah.
Bob Bigelow might be, man, I've been getting there's some hot babes over there.